Previously on Elysia Rising.
You know about the Veil. I've brought you here because I'm confident that we will find some sort of common ground on what we're going to do about it.
You're the songbird, I assume?
We need you to get into the keep to find this high-profile target, and we need you to bring them to us.
Coming back to that list, how we were saying about loads of disgruntled families, do you think there's enough for us to start inciting a good old-fashioned riot?
As one of you catches a look out of an upper floor window down into the park, you notice the riot bit has clearly started, but someone has set fire to the Statue of Unity in the middle of the park. There are a number of burning torches in the crowds. There are some of these burning pictures being tossed onto nearby buildings. You hear a loud explosion. You hear alarms begin to ring through the keep.
I shove the door with my crutch and it creaks open.
So as you push the door open, you find a Laravar woman in a purple coat with a purple hat. Well, this is a terrible mess, isn't it?
Welcome to Elysia, the jewel of the north. On our gilded streets, fortune and fame can be found by anyone.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm playing Magpie, an ace of our lurk.
Hi, I'm Nate, and I'm playing Cavern, a dragon-scent slide.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm playing Frida, a wolfkin cutter.
Hi, I'm JC, and I'll be playing Algernon, an ace of our spider.
Hello, I'm Errol. I am playing Atta, a goblin whisperer.
And my name is DM Dan. I will be the games master on this adventure.
So come on in and marvel at our wonders. Make sure you see the beautiful views we have to offer, and don't mind the ghosts. They're friendly, really. Grab yourselves a seat and make yourselves welcome in the city of Elysia.
Hello, and welcome back to Explorers of Elsewhere's Elysia Rising. I am DM Dan. These are my esteemed colleagues.
And this is my AMSR.
Yes.
Chan.
So, you find yourselves in the Ruby
Indeed.
Keep.
Shit.
Yes.
Sorry.
In the northwestern tower of the Ruby Keep in the center of Elysia. Staring through the doorway at a perched Laravar woman in purple. At her feet lies a prone black guard, and scenes of chaos and devastation are sprawling out from the park to the west of the keep. As the protest turned riot organized by the Cobbles appears to have expanded beyond anyone's real expectations. And the sounds of a spoon, a silver spoon, circling the inside of a teacup, as the woman in purple says to you, "Oh, this is rather a mess, isn't it?" What do you do?
I think Magpie's just really pissed off at this point with everything that's going wrong around them. And I think she's just going to look at the lady in purple and say, "Sorry, we may have got the wrong room. We're looking for a high-value prisoner who needs rescuing. Have you seen one?"
Oh, yes. That would be me.
You seem to have this under control.
Oh no, I'm definitely in need of rescuing.
Sort of look at the others.
So the ringmaster costume's not just for show. You are the orchestrator of this circus.
She pouts at you and, "Oh no, Algie. No, consider me more an interested observer.
Right. Well, I observe we better get the hell out of here before everything kicks off again. Right, lads?
That
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, she says with a smile, and she like plonks her teacup and saucer on the kind of arrow frame window slit. Like it fits, it's big enough that it fits in. And she stands up and like over dramatically steps over the blackguard.
You're gonna have to teach us how to do that.
Magpie just sort of tuts and flounces out ahead of everybody else.
So the lady kind of stands with her, like she's holding her wrists just kind of loosely down by her waist, and she looks at you with a pleasant, expectant smile.
Oh, right, yeah. And Frida's gonna pull out another set of handcuffs. And sort of can I close them? Yeah, just close them around her wrists, I guess.
She kind of looks a bit surprised and, oh, like that is it, she says, and then holds her hands in a ready position for you to shackle them.
I imagine you'd have no problem getting out of them if you needed to.
She titters. What's Atta feeling right now?
Probably still thinking about that wizard and what he said. I suppose like Atta though is kind of there has to be something. Either this person is incredibly skilled or there has to be something weirdly magical going on. I think Atta's getting a little bit crackpot theory that everything's got something magical going on. So Atta's kind of sniffing around and kind of scrutinizing their person for like art items, I suppose.
How's Algernon feeling? Because I'm assuming this wasn't part of the plan.
No, he was expecting some kind of sanguivar, and maybe he was excuse me, maybe he was expecting like someone from House Antalir or someone from his own past, and he's just been completely blindsided by this woman who has been eluding the gang since the start.
I think
and he doesn't like being out of the loop.
Yeah, Catherine's going to lean into Algernon and kind of go like, did you not see this in your special bath juice?
The special baths haven't been giving me much juice lately, Catherine.
And as you sort of like hiss that back at Catherine, the purple lady looks to you and with a small pout of the lips. You poor thing, she seems to be saying. So go.
Can I? We zoom in on Algernon's ear, and we see he's got one of the gossiper's earrings on.
Oh.
And I say, Songbird, you better start singing.
So cool.
Okay. And you hear it sounds like a slightly kind of underwater voice responds. I'm bringing the whole damn choir, but you better be quick. This crowd seems a bit riled.
Yes, some fiery temperaments among them I have observed.
You hear her sort of like shouting at people to sort of like figure out what on earth is going wrong, or going on, I should say. But yes, you it's kind of hard to hear for all of the like the klaxon alarms that are going off through the tower, like they're kind of magical audio kind of beacons that are ringing. You know that you are in a desperate position, and it's going to take some time for you to escape the keep.
Escape the keep clock.
So yes, it seems like Songbird is beginning. Like you've given the alert for Songbirds to kind of introduce the marionettes into the fray. So what's the plan?
Do I have time to essentially switch clothes with the blackguard?
I would say you do.
So I think that would be a good way of getting us down and out with the prisoner.
I would say you do, but there's going to be a fortune check to see if anyone turns up whilst you're delaying.
Oh my gosh.
What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you should do it. Magpie is happy to try and keep a watch. She's going to post herself up in a sort of little alcove in the corridor outside so she can see if anyone's coming.
Hey.
We'll...
A fortune roll. This is exciting.
So, as you start to get changed in, are you changing into the blackguard uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah, putting on the armor. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll have to recruit someone to help you put it on because it is like plate armor.
Hey, come on, Cav. You've seen it all before.
Happy to help.
Okay, so the guard have rolled a partial success. So, as you're putting it on, you can hear that there are guard approaching your position. They aren't quite there yet, but they will arrive momentarily.
Can I try a flashback?
You can.
Ooh.
Is a flashback where we have over-polished a certain section of the floor, being housekeeper, maids, and perhaps we have also
That's so funny.
kind of artfully placed some sharp cutlery in places as well, just to kind of.
I love this.
We've home aloned the most. We've home aloned one of the corridors that we think the guards are likely to come from.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Maybe a tinker.
it's gonna be a tinker, yeah, because you've almost got to Macaulay Culkin things in the precise way for maximum carnage.
I'll wait for the roll to do. Anyway, okay, tinker. And just the regular.
This is a
or?
desperate standard tinker. Sorry, no, risky standard, because this happened before everything went to shit.
Okay. Come on, dice. Don't fuck me too hard. Okay. Yeah, let's take it.
Partial
Yeah,
success.
five's good.
Okay. So you you hear like the sounds of footsteps like charging up the stairwell to your location, and like Atta, you're kind of stood there and like your ears perked up and you're like 3, 2, 1, and you almost hear the sound of the tripwire snapping, and Magpie, you did you help with this, or was this an accident? Sure. So, Magpie
knows the right silverware for optimal pain, I feel.
You hear bedlam and carnage from the stairwell as like the tripwire is set off, the trap triggers, and just also like more carnage than it sounds like there has any right to be happening happens. Right. And you hear like the sounds of people falling down the stairs. You hear like screams of pain. You hear "Oh my arm!" And like Atta, you successfully reduce the clock. So you've rolled a partial. So let's reduce that by 2, back down to 0. So the reinforcements have been stalled.
That's good.
Who's up? Well, and in this time, Frida, you emerge in a slightly snug blackguard uniform. And have you got the helmet on?
Yeah.
As you pull the helmet on, and you see through the sort of like the red ruby lenses of the faceplate, you notice that like you're looking at your friends and they don't look like themselves. They look like ghastly, ghoulish, ghostly versions of themselves.
Ooh.
And like as you move your head from side to side, it's almost like the world is sort of like underwater lagging behind you, just like swirls of light as people move around. And you're not entirely sure, but you would hazard a guess that what you're seeing are people's spirits.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh.
This is Oh, I haven't got time now, but you've got to see this. This is gonna make me motion sick and well.
Can I just do a quick study on the blackguard who has been de-armored?
Yes.
Because I've felt that there's something sinister up with them for a while, so I just wanted to like check if I can see if there's any sort of damage on him from being a blackguard.
As you roll the blackguard over, it is a very kind of burly, very muscular, almost unusually so, Laravar man. But as you turn him over, you notice that his eyes and mouth are stitched shut.
Wait. Hold the phone. What?
No wonder this armor's a bit snug.
Yeah. And yeah, you look up at Frida, who's just sort of like whoa, looking around from side to side, and like your sight rests on the ruby lenses of the helmet. But yeah, the stitching is like there's no kind of recent scarring. This seems to have been done a long time ago.
Don't get too comfortable in there, Frida.
I don't think I will. For quick curiosity, does anyone's souls look different to anyone else's?
Oh.
Algernon's probably looks a bit brighter.
Okay.
But it's difficult to tell with this, like, because your world is red, like everything is red, but like the souls are this kind of bluish white kind of shapes, in the rough form of people. It's really hard to differentiate who is who. Like you can tell Atta because it's the small one, but like you hear, like as Algernon says something out loud, you turn to look, and it's like that blob of light seems to be that much brighter, ever so slightly.
Because I'm a nobleman.
Yeah.
Naturally better soul.
Frida just says, Algie, you're lighting up like an Ayamas tree here. This is very weird. We better get out of here.
Real quick before you begin your escape, and bear in mind there are reinforcements still coming. What weight of loadouts are you all taking?
Normal.
Going for a medium.
Wait a minute. So there's light, medium, heavy. Is that right? And medium is how much?
I believe it's 4 or 5.
I usually go light. I'll go light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atta?
I feel like I want to go. If me and Magpie were in a team, I think if one of us went light, one of us went medium, it would make sense, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go medium.
Sure. Okay. You're going medium. Algernon?
I'm going medium as well.
Okay. Cavern?
I'm going light.
And Frida?
I believe I've got a normal. Yeah, I've got a normal.
Frida, I will say that off the bat, as you're now wearing Blackguard armor, that is, you've got 3 loads worth of armor on.
Oh boy. Okay, that means I'm on heavy.
If you're taking the Blackguard's halberd, that is a 2-handed weapon, a large weapon, so another 2. So you're now on 5.
Nah, because I've got my fancy bloodletting blade.
Okay. So you're leaving
That's
the halberd.
one there. It's on its own.
Leaving the halberd.
Okay. Very, very good. So you've got the bloodletting blade. Have you also got a scary looking hand weapon?
I've got the bloodletting blade, a scary-looking hand weapon, and the rage essence vial. And I did think about maybe the manacles and chain as well, but I.
You can just say that you have them whenever it comes up and
Yeah.
you need them.
Okay,
Yeah.
potentially.
Sure. Well, that puts you on. So yes, you're on 5.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Fab. Okay, so yes, you've got your loadout limits, so feel free to add things as you make your way out. What is your first port of call? What's your first set of actions? As you hear the sounds of the guard kind of clattering back down the stairs they ran up, and Frida stomps out from behind you in head to toe in lacquered black armor.
I want to make for the nearest secret passageway. They're all rushing to this location. We need to get off the beaten track, I think.
We need to make it down to that basement.
Yeah, we're going to start
Down into
making our
those
way
stewards.
down. But I think first port of calls are the nearest hidden passageway. Lee.
Sure. I mean, this does sound like the textbook definition of group role. If you're all making your way as discreetly as you can through the nearest exit.
Right.
Magpie, are you leading the sneak?
Yes. Go on.
Okay.
I'll lead
Go
the
on.
sneak.
So
are we prowling or doing whatever
yeah.
everyone thinks they're best at to achieve this?
So that's it. So everyone will need to prowl.
Okay.
Everyone that fails is 1 stress for Magpie. And the highest result amongst you all is the result. Magpie, this will be so for everyone. This is a desperate standard. Actually, you're in the keep, aren't you? So it's a desperate limited baseline because of the higher security.
Yeah.
If one of you wants to up, push yourself or take a devil's bargain in exchange for upping the effect level, that will obviously be more segments on the clock if your result is the one that rolls highest.
I can use my special armor to put the effect level up.
Oh, me too, actually. I've got the special armor as well, but maybe I'll save it for something else.
The other choice we have is if we split the party, and for example, so Cavern and I are still in uniform and stuff. So
you could try to point them in the other direction. They went that way. Or just
essentially.
Cool
If you slip out the back with Lady in Purple and the squishy people,
that's a good idea.
And then we can try and make our way down through using our wiles. But
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's up to you, Cav. What do you think, Nate?
No, I think that sounds good. I'm up for
Okay. Algernon, Atta, and Magpie are taking the Purple Lady to the back passageways.
Yeah.
And Frida and Cavern are deceptioning their way down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. In which case, so Atta, Magpie, and Algernon, please make me your prowl rolls. Who's leading?
Who is
Algernon or
leading?
Magpie?
Good question. Shall Magpie lead? Happy to lead.
I've not got great prowl. But I was gonna maybe see. I don't think this will work because I don't think this is how group checks work. But what if Atta had tinkered with the dumb waiter earlier as a method to which to escape in a flashback?
That is plausible. I think that is going to be a stress.
Sure.
I'll say 1 stress to tinker with that, and then you can make your tinker roll.
Instead of a prowl? Or as well as?
If you're looking to do that tinker check, you can attribute that to the escape for keep clock.
Okay. So it could still help. Okay.
So you doing that in the flashback?
Yeah, why not? Come on, we're playing a game. Let's play a game. And then I'll roll the prep.
Yeah, 1 stress, and that'll be a. I'm gonna say, if it's a dumbwaiter, I'm gonna say that's a desperate standard. Because there would have been a lot of people, you'd have to have done it in a very quick turnaround.
I'm rolling so many dice and it's so risky. Okay, I partial success.
5's good.
Okay, so 5 gives you 2 segments on the clock. And Atta, as you have rolled a desperate, you can add 1 XP to your insight.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so now make your group roll.
Prowl time.
And it's a desperate.
Oh God!
Limited, right?
Well, I just gave myself a stress for failing. Whoops.
Desperate limited. Oof. Oh, good work.
Four failed.
Oh, 4 is a failure. How is a 6 a failure? Oh, are you both at
We're both on disadvantage. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Whoops. So our best there was 3.
Okay. You suffer severe harm, a complication occurs. You lose this opportunity for action. As you make your way through to, as you begin beelining towards the secret passage and where you know that dumbwaiter is going to be, you hear from behind you, "There they are! That way! There they are!" And a city kind of watch who's just come out that has like multiple prong wounds on his cheeks, presumably from the trap from earlier, spies you. You're no longer able to prowl.
Okay.
And from the tube of the dumbwaiter, there is a explosions from somewhere, and a gout of flame roars up the flute and like bursts, effectively blows open the doors of the dumbwaiter, kind of knocking you back slightly. And like you can see this fire kind of lipping out, and Algernon, you notice that the fire itself seems to be sticking to the stonework. Kavrin and Frida.
Yes. Hello.
What are you doing?
Have we seen them try to escape and that a city guard has spotted them?
So effectively, you can have. I'm guessing you all kind of went the same way and then branched, and then after the branch, they've then been kind of, in inverted commas, snuck up on by the guards coming up the stairwell.
So we have witnessed it.
You can have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's only one guard, but he's obviously they're calling for the rest of the guard.
Mm-hmm.
I have some trance powder that I can use on this guard to knock them out.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't make them unconscious, but rather retreats into a calm, suggestible mental state.
Sure. Okay. I will argue that you can use this trance powder to, for example, go for sway or command or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
He will regard you. Effectively, it's dust of friends cantrip.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, let's we can combine that with my kind of half plan, which is to basically, now I'm in this big old blackguard uniform, to sort of step in and take over the situation, and sort of arrest our friends, as it were.
Yes.
Okay. So Kavrin, in which case it sounds like, you can do one or two, like you mark off the trance powder, and you can help if you so wish, or you can just leave Frida to roll. This will be a command roll, I suspect.
I'm doing it. What position are we doing?
So this is a desperate, I'm going to say desperate standard because you're wearing the black guard uniform.
Okay. Can I push myself, please?
Not now.
Oh no.
So, on a
You can
resist.
You can
Oh,
resist it.
yeah, that's it. Sorry, I meant resist.
Oh, okay. Like as you approach the guard, and you're sort of like shouting, like you try to. There's a puff of trance dust. The guard turns around, coughs and splutters, and as you go to command him, Frida, the guard takes one look at you and noticing you've not got your halberd,
Oh, damn it.
like looks to you in a very concerned manner, like doesn't believe you whatsoever, and yeah, you'll lose this opportunity.
Can
And more
I,
like call for friends, more.
Cool. In that case, can I react by bringing out my sword, whacking him in the side of the head with the pommel, try and knock him out?
You can, if you're not resisting. The reinforcements clock will finish. But yeah, roll me a skirmish, I guess. This is a one-on-one, so let's say a desperate standard.
Ooh.
Better.
Okay. In which case, you draw your bloodletter blade, and as you pommel strike the guard in the side of the head, the guard is knocked to the side, and kind of drops to one knee. But as that happens, another guard comes up round the corner and then sees you having just struck the guard, and then lunges at you and catches you in between the plates of your armor with a spear tip. So, like your midriff.
Okay.
So, that's going to be severe harm. However, you can, so level 2 harm, you can reduce that with your armor.
Can I try and resist it altogether?
You can, that will call, like you need to take
Be a
stress.
Yeah.
But yeah, the plate armor you're wearing, you basically have armor boxes. I believe your heavy armor would normally have 2 boxes, but the plate armor you're wearing has 3. So you can mark off one box to reduce or avoid a consequence instead of rolling to resist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. I will mark off a box.
So that will be a like a bruised hip rather than a laceration. So that's a level 1. Cool.
It's just not going how I planned.
It's not going how any of us planned, Meg.
Who's next for the escape plan?
I was going to say, seeing this happen to Frida, I would like to do a finesse to probably kick the guard that's just stabbed her, sort of kick him off his feet, sort of do like a sweeping kick, so he falls to the ground. And if everyone is happy for me to do this, because it will put 2 additional heat onto us, I would like to use my my special armor for that to do a dragon scent
To go
special
supernova.
move. Yeah,
So what does that do?
basically means I pass the roll,
He's gonna go Super
Oh.
Saiyan.
But you add
Yeah.
heat.
but I occur 2 heat. So if everyone's happy for me to do that,
Okay.
We reduced
Okay.
the heat a fair bit, like last time, so I think we're.
Okay, so you're making a finesse roll.
Yeah.
But yeah, you may expend your special armor. So you have an ability called Emergent Divinity. You may expend your special to automatically pass a roll, but you accrue an additional 2 heat. So if you go and chuck Emergent Divinity in the chat.
bump.
And as you kind of step forward, what does your explosion of inner divineness look like?
I think all of him glows probably the same blue as his eyes. His eyes lose their pupils and they go into a full blue, a blinding sort of bright blue, and he sort of radiates a blue sort of light out of him, just around him, like an aura, as he sort of almost sort of uncharacteristically sort of swipes his leg underneath the foot of this guard.
Sure. And as the guard turns to him, shields his eyes, it throws him off guard completely enough that you sweep the leg. The guard goes, all four limbs are up off the ground, and there's a big crash as he comes back down in a heap. So I'm going to. So the reinforcements clock has finished, but at least that guard is now kind of dealt with.
I think Karen's going to turn back and just kind of let's get out of here now.
Presumably, as the light just disappears. Okay. So as you all blink, because you've been momentarily blinded by this flashbang that is Cavern. What's the next step?
Seeing the flames reminds Algernon of his most recent foresight vision of apocalyptic fire, and he's going to take out the little snuff box which he keeps some of the foresight mineral in, and he's just going to do a bump and just go direct people wherever it tells him to.
Sure.
Get a little short-term burst of foresight with an attune roll.
Okay, that sounds good.
Shit's hit the fan and Algy's doing lines.
As Algernon's doing this, Magpie, you notice that the flames that have burst out the dumbwaiter tube, that have kind of stuck to the opposite stone wall, it seems to be spreading. The stone itself seems to be burning.
How? Ooh. What do I make of that? This is not normal fire, or?
It doesn't appear to have the normal properties of normal fire, no.
Right.
It's magic.
Is it between us and where we need to go, or are we moving away from that?
You'll be moving away from it.
Okay, just as well.
Yeah, I guess all of you take a moment to acknowledge that the stone keep is burning.
Unexpected. How does the purple lady look in all of this, by the way?
She is genteelly stood behind all of you, just watching. And Algernon and you, and your world shrinks, and then thing kind of comes into sharp, almost painfully sharp focus, and you're able to, if you make your attune roll to see how well the effects are.
Well, is it desperate?
It's still a desperate position, but let's say desperate. Let's say you're in a tier 6 area, so it's desperate limited.
I'm going to spend my special armor now to bump it up to
Standard.
Okay,
sounds good.
But by the way, are we every time we're doing a desperate roll, we're marking experience in that area, aren't we?
What, one per? Yeah.
One per roll. Okay.
Yeah, so you can get a maximum of 1 XP in each of the 3 for the desperates.
Oh, is that it? One per. Okay.
4. Okay.
Better than normal.
Yes. So, you as your world kind of from the effects of the foresight, your attention is grabbed by the flames that have stuck and burning the stone, and there are those creeping imagery of the flames that are beginning to threaten to roll over you, but you manage to suppress them enough, and whilst you're slightly distracted, you're still able to point that away, and you add 1 segment to this escape the keep. We'll go with a reduced effect on that, unless you wish to resist.
I think I I will resist.
Okay.
Because it's... Would it be resolve?
For attune, yes.
Cool. I've got 4
you
resolve.
do?
So I feel pretty
Oh,
good about
wow.
resisting.
You suffer 2 stress. Okay. So I will say that you resist the reduction, which means it's a full whack. So it's taxing to suppress that heightened sense of fear that you see from the encroaching flames, but you're able to. Is this no that way? And you point in a different direction that leads the party further down.
I'm sort of seeing us as a party, sort of a few seconds in the future, and following our sort of future foresight ghosts
Yes.
as we go wherever it leads us.
Amazing. In which case, the 4 of you duck through one of these secret passageways, just in time as Frida clanks through behind in the armor, just in time to avoid a group of guard that are running to inspect what's happening. And you can hear cries of "Bring water! Bring water!" As panic as the fire carries on spreading. The passageway that you've found leads you to a stairwell that kind of leads pretty much all the way down the tower until you're in the main hall body of the keep. As you emerge, you see that there is a lot more kind of fire damage, and there's a lot more spreading flame around you. You can see that there are a number of torches that are kind of lying around, dotted in the corridors here and there, and the flame seems to be spreading from them, and it's burning unusually bright. I would argue you have a choice. It would be quicker to try and make your escape through the front door, in inverted commas, or you can take the longer route through to the sewers.
Can I ask if I brought a ghost key with me, I could find a ghost door for us to use?
What's a ghost door?
I don't know whether ghost doors exist in this, but it's like a whisper item. It's an arcane device that can open ghost doors. There's an echo, blah blah blah, city. It's like sometimes you can find a door where maybe a door shouldn't be.
Ooh. And where does it take you? Does it like teleport you around? Does it just get you through like a wall or something?
Oh no!
So, you might explore the echo of an ancient building crumbled to dust in the real world, but still present in the ghost field, or discern the electroplasmic glow of treasures lost in the depths of the canals, or use a sorcerous ghost door from the pre-cataclysm to infiltrate an otherwise secure location.
You also get to say no, Dan. No.
I'm trying to figure out how we could work that.
Maybe the way to the sewers moved. I don't.
I'm gonna argue that because effectively this is a ghost story is like get you into something that you wouldn't normally have gotten into, is what I'm basically reading here. Like echo of an ancient building crumbled to dust. A sorcerous ghost door to infiltrate an otherwise secure location. I'm going to say for us, it is a short-ranged orb of dimension door to let you teleport from one spot to another, like you just seamlessly step through from one location to the next. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Better than nothing.
So, if we did want to go out the front door, maybe that could get us, like, not, like, seeing as we emerge from, like, it doesn't look, it looks like the door opens, the front door opens, and then we just appear like a short range, so it doesn't actually look like we emerge from the door. Or I don't know if there's a way for us to get into the sewers using that, but I don't know even if it will work.
Or
so
it might be, it might help us shortcut through towards the sewers a bit further, so that might take the clock up a bit, I guess.
I reckon let's try and go the long way, use the dimension door to shorten that route. Like, yeah, basically I agree with Julia, because I think going through the front door probably
could be real bad right now.
Sure. Okay, so fundamentally what I'm thinking is that it's 2 orbs, and each of them create a doorway. So once they are deployed, quote unquote, you can step through one door and step out the other. So effectively the second door is, the range of it is like how far you can throw it, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. You could drop it down the spiral staircase, like in the gap between all the actual staircase, and so it could go to the bottom, and then we could just step through, rather than running down the thing.
Or out a window and then on a wall. So, like,
potentially. A window.
Out to the streets. Like, if we can see a window that goes out to the streets, you could kind of... I don't know.
Okay. It's up to you. How would you like to deploy it?
We can save it if we feel like we need to circumvent some people. What were you going to say, Meg?
I think, yeah, either the window idea or save it to circumvent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the plan as you kind of get into the main halls of the keep, which are getting more and more burned up by the moment?
I guess head downwards.
Keep running down.
Yeah. Towards those sewers. We've got the plans, haven't we? So we should know the way.
Okay, so if you're how are you I'm guessing this is a group role, so how are you getting there? What skill are you using?
Can I actually go first and use a command role? And I'm going to bring the purple lady with me in chains, so it looks like I am escorting the prisoner basically through with a safe passage out of the thing.
Okay. Yeah, by all means, you can roll command to tell people to get out of the way. Again, in the chaos and carnage, it's going to be a desperate limited.
Can I push myself? I'm going to remember to say it this time.
You can. So that is 2 stress.
That's fine.
Is it?
Fine. Yeah, it's fine. I operated fine on 2 stress last time. It's all good.
I will also offer you a devil's bargain.
Ooh,
we do like devil's bargains.
No matter what happens, you draw the attention of a blackguard.
Oh shit.
No.
Because if you do use this, then you could use your Wolfkin ability.
I could.
Not go toe to toe with a blackguard.
No, you get 2 dice on the devil's bargain instead of 1.
Yeah, it means I get 2 dice.
Right.
But just because a blackguard sees us doesn't necessarily mean it fights us. So there is still an opportunity to kind of bamboozle them.
I think they'll probably know that you're not a blackguard.
This one might not be as observant.
Yeah, they've got
What do
an
we
ice
think?
thing.
What do we think, gang?
They've not got eyes.
Follow your heart, Meg. Always with devil's bargains.
I
Follow your heart.
reckon it's a dicey one, but why not?
I mean, the worst that could happen is I get traumatized or I die. So
Yeah, that's pretty much the worst.
That is the worst that can happen.
and I will get a nice juicy XP out of it. So bugger it. It's devil's bargain, Dan. Woo!
So
Okay.
you're doing +1 die and standard effect? Is that it? Because you're pushing and taking the
So
devil's bargain.
you get 2 upgrades, and if you're pushing yourself, you get a 3rd.
Don't push,
yeah.
Please don't push yourself.
I'm pushing myself.
Okay.
It's going. I'm doing the thing.
So you're on Desperate Limited. So you can roll extra dice, or you can increase the effect.
But if I'm pushing myself, I get an extra die anyway, right?
Or
so you get 3
increased
upgrades.
effect.
Cool. I'm gonna go extra die,
Yep.
and then can I upgrade my position and effect for the other two?
Just the effect.
Let's upgrade the effect. To standard.
Greater. Okay,
Oh,
that's
great.
one.
No, great. Let's do great. Why not?
Greater. Okay, so it's a Desperate Greater.
And I
Plus
should
one.
have. And I've got 3 die. It'll be fine. Famous last words. Okay, it's okay. It's not.
Okay.
It's not dire.
So,
Severe
a
harm.
great
Oh, God.
effect. So that would normally be like 3 chunks, but then it's down to 2. Okay, so as you move into the keep, like the scene in front of you is bedlam. Like there are people, there are guard, there are staff running left, right, and centre, screaming. You notice that someone has grabbed a bucket of water and throws it on some flame, and horrifyingly, it seems to spread the fire further as the water pushes it out, and it begins burning more and more rock. And you can see sort of like the air is filled with this kind of black dust of like charred, almost volcanic kind of debris floating about. And Frida, you spy like the route that you need to go through, and it's across this hall. And as you sort of like, as you shout out of the way, everyone else, you hear like Frida's voice is seemingly amplified through the helmet as you're commanding people to move. But a black guard stood on the other side of the hall turns and looks at you and focuses in on the fact that you're shouting at people to get out of the way, and silently begins stomping towards you.
Oh, it'd be a really good time for that dimension door now.
It would, wouldn't it?
I'm going to introduce a 6 clock called the Black Guard.
Stop it!
I see.
Stop it!
So, who's up next?
Right, you murdered me in the last campaign, Dan. You're not allowed to murder me in this one as well.
No.
Who's up next as you start to hear the sounds of cracking timbers as the flames turn them to charcoal?
Let's just get this escape the keep clock done, guys. Let's just go. Leave this blackguard for dust.
Bye-bye.
Let's just leave. Dimension door it. Quick, Atta.
Okay.
Get us out of here, Atta.
Look deeply into the orb. What? Huh? Window. Where I guess. Are we going window route? Trying to drop
Well,
the
whatever
orb
works.
in a street?
Whatever
into a
gets
street?
us out of here.
Because we can't see like the route to the sewers, it sort of feels like that is the only sort of reasonable way to use ball of dimension door.
Yeah, the best we could do at the moment within the room is probably lobbing it towards like the door we're heading for, like on the opposite.
Oh,
and then just like shortcutting to that. But yeah, that wouldn't be as good as throwing it outside.
is there a window in this room?
So fundamentally, this is like you're in a large kind of gallery viewing hall. So you're probably like immediately above the entrance hall of the keep, like 1 floor up. So there's lots of like large, there were stained glass windows. The glass appears to have either smashed or melted under the heat of the flames that are raging around you, which means that all that's left are sort of like the metal frames where the stained glass once was. So there's like, you probably wouldn't want to throw it at range, but if you got up to one of the windows, you could like throw it through the gaps.
Okay. If I look out the closest window, I'm looking either for a reasonably like flat roof, like as like a closer target of another building, or if it feels feasible, like to get it down at street level, you know, like in the D&D movie spoilers where they kind of come up. after
Yeah.
going horizontal.
So one of the windows you're looking out of, you notice that if you get it far enough, you can pretty much throw it into the sort of like the stable area, like to the side of the keep. Like, and if you miss, it might land on the roof, but at least then you can like, hop down.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Do it.
Is it in a tube? I'm using a magical ghost key.
If this is a hoof, this is a
hoof.
chuck.
It's a hoof.
I think you're gonna have to give it so much welly. I'm actually gonna ask for a wreck.
Oh, okay.
I can do a. Oh, you can do wreck, can't you?
I've got one wreck. I've only got one wreck.
Okay,
but I've
that's
got
good.
some
That's
wreck.
good. Got some
Yeah.
wreck.
Would you like an assistance?
If you feel like you can spare it, yes.
I can
Maybe
spare
like
stress.
hold Atta out the window by her
Or
ankle
would it be
so
too
she gets
stressed?
a.
I will offer a devil's bargain,
Okay.
but no matter what happens, you will have company when you emerge.
We don't know what kind of company.
Could be nice company.
Could be people with sandwiches.
Yeah,
and
cups of
hugs.
tea.
I feel like it's important to remove ourselves from this building.
Yeah.
I will take a devil's bargain.
Oh.
What is it to push yourself as well? It's 2, right?
Two.
Stress.
I'll take
Yeah,
it
I'm
from
gonna
one
go
left.
for it.
You can
you want my
just
help?
about manage.
If you feel like you can spare it, don't feel like...
One stress or a help.
Yeah, I can help. I can.
So
I can
you've
give
got
I can give you a piece.
3.
Oh, this is
You've got
looking
3
real
upgrades.
spicy.
3
Three
upgrades.
upgrades.
So what-
Sod it, go
So,
on. I'll join
It's a
the.
desperate.
I'll join the upgrade crew. Have one of my stress. I'll go down to 1 stress as well.
So you're on 4. So this is a again, it's a desperate limited.
The stress is real.
Desperate limited. So I want to try and increase the effect to if it's limited to standard. So that's 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Desperate. Does desperate?
That you can't chanch that,
Can't change the
You can't
desperate.
touch that. Okay.
and you get XP
I-
for it if you haven't already marked XP in
Right.
prowess.
Prowess. I guess if I try it, so I could add 2 dice to the roll, and then I'd get 3 dice because I've got 1 rack, and then I could make it a great effect, or I could add
Okay.
another dice. I don't know. I feel nervous. So
I would
maybe
add
just make.
I would maybe take the effect and the 2 dice if I were you.
Okay.
So 3 dice, desperate greater.
This sounds really good.
Desperate
I have
This is
a
the
good feeling about
greatest
this.
baseball pitch.
I have a great feeling about this.
I have a feeling. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Resist! Can you resist?
Okay.
None of
I've
us.
got 1 stress. I guess I can trauma. I'm into trauma.
No!
And I've got, if it's a prowess roll, what is it?
What
I've
does
got,
failure
armor.
mean in this game?
I can add 1d to a prowess roll by using my special army. I'll try and resist.
It will be a prowess.
Yeah.
Prowess resist. The goblin ability is you can add 1 dice to prowess resistance rolls because you are rugged.
Okay.
Sure.
But
it's 1
if
stress.
you
Oh my
you
God.
have to roll
5. Or 6 actually.
So you have to roll 6.
I feel
just
like those-
You don't have to resist this. We'll figure it out.
But it's important that we leave this building and
It
not
is.
like break our necks.
If you get trauma, we have to leave you.
Yeah. We're not leaving you
Athen
behind,
just
Athen.
bamps out. Just pieces
I-
out from the
I
jaw.
think we'll figure something else out. I don't think you should traumatize you.
Well, let me tell you what the outcome is.
Okay.
I'm going to say, well, if nothing else, the Blackguard is running. So
Terminator running.
yeah, because you're on desperate, so he'll pick up
Oh, no.
three spots.
No.
So that's what I'm going to do, a double one here. So that's 1, and also the orb lands
Hmm.
and doesn't immediately create the door.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a serious complication. The orb lands and it's a dud.
Damn.
Rude.
Damn.
So
So rude.
if you wanted to resist, then it might just take a while to calibrate before it opens.
Haven't you got a second one? We could all throw a second one.
Well, the second one is the one you're going to step through.
Rude. That's a good point.
So it's either a dud, which might just be delayed, or we leave it as the dice lie.
Were you going to say something, Julia? You were like making mouth movements.
I'm just thinking what Magpie would be doing at this point with this Blackguard Terminator running towards us. I feel as if there's a nearby one of those dangerous looking torches, I would kind of want to pick it up and fling it at him.
Okay.
See if that slows him down. If I set him on fire.
I would argue. If you're throw, would that be finesse?
I want to finesse it. Yeah, I'm going to fling it with a lot of panache.
So desperate, limited.
Desperate limited. Can I use my special armor, please, to make that standard?
Desperate standard.
Effect?
Yep.
Please.
Because you are infallible.
Yes. So it's a desperate standard. Yeah. And okay. 4 partial.
Okay. You grab this torch and like your index finger and thumb like begin burning from this intense heat that's coming off the torch.
Yep.
And as and you throw it quickly enough, the torch and the Blackguard seemingly doesn't kind of see it coming, like doesn't really react to it, and it lands and it hits his cloak, and you watch as the rich red cloak that's billowing out from behind this Blackguard goes up, and the guard kind of stops for a few moments and like looks over their shoulder and then just starts kind of thrashing around and pauses a moment, and there's a tearing sound as this cloak is torn from the shoulders and just thrown to the ground, and you watch as the fabric burns bright and quickly until the cloak is nothing but cinders. I'm gonna say that that's just a reduced effect. As the Blackguard stops to disrobe, but
that's fine.
Who else is up? Kevin hasn't done something for a while.
I haven't. Obviously, you're also seeing that the orb has not worked.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to find another way out. Can I do Can I do a quick survey and just see if there's anywhere else that we can escape?
Well, so you now know that like one of the stairwells down to the main hall is free. Like there's a relatively straight thing for that. That would return you to the front door route. It's kind of difficult. Like there will be other routes available, but there is a Blackguard between you and them.
Right. I'm guessing we're gonna have to charge for the front door then.
We might just have to do that, I think. Yeah.
Sure. So if you so at your command, Cavern, everyone kind of beelines towards the curling stairwell that leads down to the grand hall. And when you arrive, you can see that the lower you go, the more fire there seems to be. The grand hall is a sea of flame. As you come down, you can see that the overly large painting of Algarve that's on the back wall is very quickly burning from the bottom up, to the quickly enough that you then watch as the frame that encases it begins to melt, kind of dripping molten gold down onto the floor underneath it. You notice that the wooden doors, like the wooden front gate doors, have all but charred, and kind of fallen apart in lumps of kind of charcoal. And there's just a scene of there's chaos as guard are sort of running around. A lot of people are just evacuating from the keep. And in the midst of it all, slightly cut off from the main entrance by a wall of flame, is Algarve. What do you do?
Oh no!
No.
You know that there's no clear and easy route to a point of exit. So yeah, you'll have to choose how you're getting everyone out carefully. Algernon's been quite quiet, as has the lady in purple, it would seem.
Yes.
Yeah, what's her deal? She just nonchalantly sipping a cup of tea.
Well, so she's following behind you because her hands are shackled. But she just seems irritatingly she's just politely smiling. And she leans in between you, Cavern, and Algernon, and she just very kind of inquisitively asks, "What are you doing now, then?"
You don't want us to solve it on our own just to spite her stupid face.
If you're so bloody smug, what do you suggest?
She does that little kind of pout that she did to Algernon earlier, and I couldn't possibly say. I'm just here to observe.
You'll be observing your own charred innards in a minute.
She titters once again. I have the utmost faith in the five of you.
Cracking. Great.
So, Algernon and Cavern, what are you thinking?
I'm going to get on the Gossiper's earring to Songbird and say, Songbird, any progress on Plan C?
Okay. Is Plan C a flashback?
It is.
Oh, nice.
What is Plan C?
I haven't got that far.
It's the problem with playing a mastermind.
That is fine. Over the roaring flame, as you shout this to Songbird, you hear, "Are you mad? With the keep in that state?"
Think, maybe we could
it sounds like she'll do it.
She's
just surprised that you're asking.
Yeah, I think maybe there's some sort of desperate action with the Elysia, some sort of occult ritual or something that will be very loud.
I like that. Okay, so Plan C, the Elysia. Are you instructing her to initiate Plan C? And I will roll a fortune roll.
Yeah. Do you want me to take some stress for flashing back?
Yeah, just one, just to keep me on your toes.
Oh, thank you.
Right, so Songbird, right, hold on, you now! She shouts.
Oh my god!
No! What are these rolls?
What is today?
You see, the flame, the effectively the ground, the floor is lava. You see, you feel a magical burst from the courtyard that roars in through the front gates, seemingly, and you see this kind of magical effectively, it's a magical pulse that is pushing the flame aside to create a safe passage. It works for a moment, but it simply pushes the flames further aside to kind of shield you, to kind of block you off a bit more. You, like, as the bridge of safe passage is created, you see a number of like Elysia run in and begin dueling with the guards. You have an exit. Like, the Elysia are using their magic to keep it pushed away, but you notice that between the flames, between the chaos, and between the guard, their numbers are getting dwindled off quite quickly. Also, there's a stomping from behind you.
Oh no.
So, at the very least, you now have a dedicated, like, if you were to take the route out the front door, the Elysia at least have opened that up a little bit.
We just run for it.
Let's just run through.
Yeah, should run for it.
Just gonna run. Every man for himself, not a group roll, just run.
I'm gonna ask, well, you tell me how you're picking your way through this, like, pit of flame and combat and carnage.
Can Frida go up first and is just essentially trying to wreck her way through it, just pushing people aside, grabbing burning beams and shoving them out of the way, just, really trying to, like, what's the word, like, the path is already clear, but Frida's snow plowing through this.
I love it.
And also on top of that, could I, as I'm about to do this, could I swig my rage essence vial, please?
Yeah. So that is a single dose which greatly enhances the user's strength, resistance to pain, and irrational aggression for several minutes.
And she just yells, "Bottoms up!"
You know what, Frida? You do your roll first as you chug this vial.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say the vial will give you +1 effect.
Okay, so is that like
so it's a desperate standard?
Desperate standard.
Okay. And it, like, depending on how well you do, you might in fact just clear a path for the rest, for everyone else to follow behind you.
It's a 4.
Okay. So I'm going to say you have reduced effect, unless you wish to resist it.
Oh gosh, no, I can't. Resist is 2 stress, isn't it?
That's 2.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't.
Yeah, I can't.
No, resist is you roll the dice.
And the dice decides for you.
Yeah. So you'd be rolling 2 dice and you'd be hoping for a 6. Anything less than a 6 is a trauma.
Oh my god, what's the reduced? What's the reduced effect?
Is 1 segment instead of 2.
Okay, all right. Well,
Okay.
that's close enough.
That's
As long as
okay.
I've cleared a path for people.
Okay, in which case, Frida, as you swig this, like, berserker potion, like, I can only imagine that you grow ever so slightly, like your muscles bulge a bit more, the armor creaks from the inside, and the other 4 of you and the lady in purple watch as this black armored wolfkin woman goes charging into the flames and just starts flailing and wailing, and you see people like Wilhelm scream tossed around, and like a large wooden beam falls down and lands on the stairwell in front of you, and you watch as Frida grabs this burning hunk of wood and like hurls it down into the keep proper, like the entrance hall proper.
Incredible.
And you are tantalizingly close to escape. Who's up next?
think Magpie wants to move very swiftly and gracefully, avoiding and dodging as she goes. And if possible, as she goes past Algarve, she wants to just take the tip of his moustache off with her rapier. So it's finesse.
Sure. Okay. Roll me a finesse.
Okay. I've already used my special armor, haven't I?
Yeah.
So what is it? Is it?
It's a desperate limited.
Is it? I cannot afford to push myself right now. Any devil's bargains for me?
You want me to help you? I mean, I've got 1 stress left.
No. I would rather help you if we're going to do that.
Okay.
I could, because I've given you some training in this, so I could sort of say,
well, I mean,
just like we practiced, Cavern.
Well, bear in mind,
Stop
Cavern.
pirouetting across the room.
One more stress for Atta, Cavern, or Frida will result in trauma.
Right.
Yeah.
Algernon and Magpie are the only ones with spare stress.
Like,
I can also assist for free via foresight for a couple more times
Okay.
if you need an extra die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather nobody try to assist me right now in the traditional way because that would result in trauma.
I mean,
so
if Algernon does another line,
yeah, I'm up for that.
An emergency huff.
What does that give me? Is that add a +1 or?
Same as assisting.
Yeah, +1 dice or +1 effect.
Okay, so what did you say it was?
Limited
Desperate.
Desperate limited.
Right. Okay. So if this partially successes, then it might not have any effect, is what you're saying.
Currently, yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that. I literally can't afford to push myself without getting trauma right now. So okay, let's just do it. That's a 4.
Okay.
Where are all the 6s at?
I know, right? There are none this session. Songbird spent them.
Yeah, Songbird spent them all.
Bloody somewhere.
Okay. You spy like a route through the flame to the Ilnashi's kind of protected area that is getting smaller and smaller with each Ilnashi that falls to the City Watch.
Yeah.
And you're able to point it out, and you watch as one it takes some intense coercing on Frida's part to kind of point her in the right direction, because Frida's just kind of red raging at the moment. And it's probably Frida, in fact, that you direct first to clear the route. But it will not have a reduced effect.
Uh-oh.
What bullshit are you going to pull on us
crushes
now?
me.
Oh,
the
yes.
Blackguard's here. Great.
The Blackguard
He's our
will catch up
complication.
with you.
Yeah, sure.
You make it to the front door, all of you.
Mm-hmm.
You make it to the Ilnashi kind of safety funnel. But as you, like Magpie, you're kind of directing, as you go yourself, you feel yourself like wrenched back as a Blackguard grabs your cloak, grabs at your collar and wrenches you backwards.
Oops.
And you feel your feet come off the ground as everyone escapes the keep. And then you hear, "Put her down, you fool! Save me!" And you feel a shift in the weight of the Blackguard as the Blackguard turns and notices Algarve stood in the middle of this kind of blazing hall. And the Blackguard tosses you in such a way that you manage to roll down, and taking the opportunity, you manage to scamper to safety as well. As this Blackguard kind of leaps down off the, halfway down the stairwell, cracks the stonework under its weight, and begins moving towards Algarve. And as the 5 of you, the the cooler air, night air, hits your face as you kind of emerge out of the front of the keep, which is now just this roaring inferno. And Algernon, as you look up, it mimics the flames from your foresight vision. You watch as this hulking black armored figure stomps towards Algarve before a piece of the ceiling breaks away and crushes Blackguard before it reaches Algarve.
Oof.
As you turn and sort of like as you're scampering away, you see Songbird ahead of you, and like there's a couple of kind of cloaked and hooded figures surrounding her. You see like some cobbles running around. You see Musto just kind of bent over, just breathing heavily because it's clearly he's been running. But you see Songbird like beckoning you over. Come on, let's go, let's go! She shouts to you. And as you all turn to leave, you see one figure emerge from the keep as well, like again encased in flame, but as Algarve throws off the heavy furred cloak that he was wearing, he kind of stops and looks up and spies the five of you and Songbird, and he shouts and points a finger at you before fumbling for the firearm, like the pistol on his belt. And as Songbird sort of like obviously this is his secretary, as Songbird kind of ushers you away, who's looking at Algarve in these final moments?
Oh, me, for sure.
So Algernon, because you're slightly behind as you're struggling to keep up with your leg as it is, but from the flame behind Algarve of this burning keep, a figure emerges from the fire, and you notice two bright orange lenses, and the figure grabs Algarve on the shoulder and spins him round, and then grabs the marshal by the throat. And you watch as this cloaked, masked figure lifts Algarve off the ground and then begins stepping backwards into the flame. And you hear, "Get off me! Get your hands off me!" And you see, like, Algarve finally unsheathes his pistol and like goes to shoot, but the figure smacks his hand out the way as the shot fires, and the bullet ricochets off the keep wall. "Get off me! What are you doing?" And Algarve's panicked cries become screams of pain as the flames begin to lick at his feet, and you watch as the marshal's clothes begin to ignite, as this hooded figure drags him back into the inferno. And Algarve's cries are drowned out by the sound of breaking masonry as the keep begins to collapse in on itself. And Algernon, as you stand there taking this all in, you notice that to your right is Songbird, and she looks as white as a ghost. As you pick up and make your way away from the keep, and you can see that the keep, the silhouette of the keep is just reducing as the fire consumes it. There is a burst of green energy from the park, and you watch as this veritable forest of tree trunk thick vines explode out of the ground and reach up towards the keep. It begins entwining through the broken masonry, wrapping around the towers, arcing in through now open windows, until it kind of encases and envelops the keep. But even as you watch these thick vines begin charring themselves so quickly that they go through black through to a used charcoal white. But the vines seem to be smothering the flames themselves. And before long, the flames of the keep appear to have died out. And in the purple hues of the maelstrom around you that rain down from outside the veil, the vines appear like a skeletal hand that is holding on to what is left of the keep, with the arm seemingly emerging from Unity Park. And as you all look at each other in bewilderment at this series of events that have happened in very short order, as you look up to the impressed face of the lady in purple, we'll call it that.
Wow.
Well then.
We're still alive!
We're alive.
Congratulations, everyone, on completing episode 7.
She can bugger right off.
She was no help.
So, I'm not going to do an elsewhere, actually. I've just decided. I think that's enough for tonight.
We can only take so much!
So, congratulations on completing episode 7. You did it!
Is the elsewhere what Asma is doing just down in the sewers, like waiting for us?
Yeah.
We're around here any minute, I'm sure. I've put on so many cups of tea.
On.
Yeah, elsewhere, she's just wondering what on earth is going upstairs.
Making an awful lot of racket.
What's that racket? No. So yes, you have made it, and I think it goes without saying that you have emerged into an Elysia that is somewhat changed.
Again?
For everything that has just happened.
Good Lord.
But yeah, thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like that, make sure to hit the like button and comment down below on
how that could have gone better.
Yeah, how it could have gone worse.
How could it have gone worse? Yeah.
Put in the this will be a morbid comment section. Put how many people you think perished in the flames.
What, kill count?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to see if you remotely correct, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications of when we release new episodes. Because episode 8, I think, is going to be an interesting one for everyone involved. And yeah, we don't want you to miss out. So,
Wait.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we're going to need about a month's holiday each just to get rid of all the stress.
Maybe. So, yeah, if you want to see how the chips have fallen and how they lie, we'll see you. Yeah, make sure to tune in. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.